There's a lot of isolation that comes with being an entrepreneur. Even more isolation as being a Black woman building a food business.
And that's definitely a reality. Breaking into the food industry can be complex and often difficult. The good news is one organization right here in the Twin Cities is helping people find success in an amazing way. This week in Communities That Care, we featured the Market Entry Fund putting their support behind upcoming businesses. Kayla Yang Best is the one who started it all and, of course, dreamed up this amazing thing. Of course, Kayla, I'm so happy that you were able to join us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Alexis.
Of course. Okay, so talk to me a little bit about what this is, because I think some folks have a hard time grasping exactly what it is.
So when you say businesses, the businesses that I work with are food businesses that have a product destined for grocery stores or into the CPG market or consumer packaged goods market. So not the food trucks, not the restaurants, so food businesses here in Minnesota, but a high percentage of it is from the Twin Cities.
Wow. And you know, that scene is so big. And for any entrepreneurs out there in general, they know that funding, it is a hard thing. I mean, you go through, you have this great idea, you try to put your heart forth, especially for our minority business owners. Talk to me a little bit about some of those barriers that you've talked to folks about.
Right. There are your typical barriers in business of all types. But in food business, it's really challenging. It's challenging for any entrepreneur who's going into CPG food. But for entrepreneurs of color, it is extremely layered with other barriers that makes it just super challenging to even enter and make it or thrive in this market. So there are challenges like finding facilities. You can't just make this stuff in your kitchen. You can, but you can't really sell them into stores and consumers beyond your neighbors and giving it out for free. So first of all, it's facilities, barriers and challenges, finding the right fit for your product, but then finding the right landlord who will be flexible with what you need to do and that will accept your lease. There's regulatory challenges all the way from the state for licensing for your product. They license each facility, so if you move facility, if you got thrown out of your facility, start over. You know, it's just a low margin industry, right? I mean, we all know food. There's not a lot of money in this. People do this as a love for the food, the sharing of it, and they are trying to make it as a business, to support their livelihoods, and that's challenging.
It's super challenging, and you brought so many great examples. I mean, these are all things that have stories behind them. Why bring these to show people? Because I think sometimes it's easier for people to see it like this. Oh,
you are correct. There's so many stories behind every one of the products that I brought today, and this is just a tiny fraction of what we have in the store. You know, these are all, I brought these because they're all locally made, and most of these are grantees of the Market Entry Fund. So this partnership between the Market Entry Fund, a nonprofit here in Minnesota, working with small scale manufacturers of food, with Seasoned, which is the retail arm of the work that Market Entry Fund is trying to do. And so these products are found at Seasoned, but they came through the Market Entry Fund as a grantee. Financing is the other challenge that I wanted to mention earlier. You know, most people may have more connections where they can fundraise.
And that's a big
this
deal.
Kickstarter thing, right? This crowdsourcing. People of color don't have that.
And that's a huge deal. Before I let you go, why is making this a more equitable space best for all Minnesota?
Well, this is the incubator, the launch pad. So if you need support on your idea, the Market Entry Fund can support you in that. If you are 3 years old in your business and your project isn't really taken off yet for various reasons, talk to us because we can help you find what those bottlenecks are and help you work with it. If it's financing, we have financing through our microgrants. If it's business solutions, whether costing out the product or building up a longer term business plan so you can have a little more foresight into where this is headed, because it helps today if you know where you're headed, to technical solutions. Food science behind all of this is huge.
So many things.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy we were able to educate folks. Of course, we'll have all the info on care11.com. Thank you for making us a little smarter.
Yeah, and check us out, marketentryfund.org or seasonspecialtyfoods.com.
I love it. Hey, at least you picked a good day for it.